Yo. What up? It's like huge whales. Oh, 100%. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, guys. This is your man, Real Deal Steele, coming to you live. What is going on, guys? Great to see you. We are doing a special morning edition of Steele Live with your man and my co-host, my esteemed co-host, Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. What is going on, Nick?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
So a lot has happened over the PM during your slumber. What do you say?
It's wild.
Yeah. Wild stuff indeed. So, here we are trading right at about a little bit below 30 cents right now. Last night I went extra long, took a few hours break, got a little disco nap in. We're just going to do a little bit of a morning show here before I get some more sleep. But what transpired is just an incredible exchange. Of course, the news of the last 24 hours had been Shib just going absolutely wild, absolutely bonkers. And then here comes Doge out of nowhere, just giving a really significant rise. And what was most notable during that rise last night when I was broadcasting, I noticed a distinct duality going on, Nick, where whenever Dogecoin would really start pumping, Shib would either trade sideways or go down. And it just seemed to work like that, like clockwork, and back and forth they went like that. Anyway, I know I caught you maybe 30 minutes awake now, and you're probably still catching up on the market cycle. But what do you make of what's transpired?
It's a dogfight.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's so crazy. Like, clearly, you know, this is the craziest like swing day or night or whatever you want to call it I've seen. I don't know. Yeah, recently. Um, yeah, Shiba Inu, you know, was being clearly it was being pumped, and by just a few major players. You know, there were people getting, like, normal people getting in on it, but you know, the overall volume is coming from just a handful of people.
Right. I think you raise a really good point here, because right now we are currently looking at a market cap of $45 billion from Shiba Inu, and certainly not to discredit the massive levels of loyalty and popularity that has been growing among the Shib community. But when you consider that the original supply was a quadrillion with some weird burn action, and then kind of a murky current circulating supply going around, and then all of a sudden a shot to 45 billion, finding itself in the middle of the top 10 cryptocurrencies of the world by market cap. I don't want to say maybe something's not adding up, because it is adding up in the sense where when we look closely at the kind of trading volume action that seems to be taking place with Shib right now, would it be safe to assume that the majority of this pumping volume is coming from a few whales overseas?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously coming from a few whales. I don't know where they're located, but
yeah,
you know, in the case of Shib, you know, China is majorly, you know, that's where it came from. So I could only assume that is where this volume's coming from. To see, you know, that's the thing. To see something go from sub 10 billion to 40 plus billion in a matter of days.
right,
First off, that's not sustainable, right?
right.
Like, that can't last forever. And the market swings that are happening right now are just absolutely wild. I don't, you know, personally, I don't own any Sheep, and I never got into it. But I hope that if people were into it, I hope they made money.
Yeah,
You know, it's just hard to say, you know, where it's going to go. It's, you know, just like what happened earlier in the year. It was a huge, massive rally.
right.
You know, and essentially, if you're trying to capitalize on that, it's like catching a falling knife. And it would be the same with Doge. If Doge shot up, you know, 1,200%, you know, where is that going to stop? You know, so any crypto that shoots up like that, you just got to be weary about.
Yeah, I think that's very well said. That was a sentiment I was trying to gently lay forth for the viewers last night, because I am concerned about investors. We don't want, simply stated, we do want people to make money. We do want people to succeed in their investments, whether it's Dogecoin or Shib. But we don't want to see our viewers get wrecked. We don't want to see our viewers get wrecked. So don't be afraid to pull some profits, guys, and keep a very close eye on where things are going. You know, this is a situation with Shib that's definitely some uncharted territory. It's definitely some uncharted territory. So with that in mind, could Shib be this ultimate exception wherein it can rise parabolic levels to the heights where it's been going without a tremendous fall, correction, downside to that? I mean, I suppose that's possible. Would I put that in the higher probability category of it working out that way? No. Is it possible it does work out that way? Yes. But recent crypto history shows, not even recent, just crypto history in its totality, just show us that typically parabolic rises this strong without some serious corrections going on along the way. And there have been some corrections going along the way, but to the percentages that we've been seeing happen in the duration of time in which it has gone on, usually is a red flag. I'm not saying this one is, but typically in the past, that's what we've seen. Do you have anything? What are your thoughts on that, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, clearly, what goes up must come down. And, it's the reason that you don't see Bitcoin go up 1,200% in a day or two, the swings are much less I mean, there's swings in Bitcoin, of course, but it's just much less drastic because the market cap is so high. Shib was kind of ripe for something like this to take place. It had been trading on super low volume for a really long time. The circulating supply is unknown. I think that's part of the issue with Shib is that I don't think there's accurate reporting of the circulating supply because I don't know. Something just seems wonky about it to me. And it's being reported differently everywhere. You can't really get an accurate description on what the circulating supply is.
I know.
And that's a problem with tokens. I mean, that's an issue with tokens in general because, all of their circulation supply is available on day one. So it's really hard to track down exactly how much is where and when and what has been burned and what hasn't. And when they say they're burning something, they're really not. And it's like, it's really hard to figure all that out, which is, why Dogecoin, Bitcoin, a lot of cryptos that are mined, they can be tracked very easily. But with tokens, it's very hard because you're trusting somebody who tells you one thing that might be doing another.
I agree. Now, I'm certainly no fan of over-regulation or the overexertion of government regulation across the board. But I do think that the crypto market still could benefit from some very basics to protect consumers. It seems to me, and particularly hearing you talk, Nick, that perhaps investors would be better served with some very basic regulations in place for these token projects, so investors and regulators can at least keep track of the general circulating supply. What would your thoughts be on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think everybody is aware that regulations are going to come into crypto at some point. I think personally they're probably better used in the token market just because of how unchecked it is. I think there's, it's pretty easy to keep track of actual coins, especially coins within the top 10 because there's so many eyes on them, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if there was some regulatory changes that come down the line in the next few years within the DeFi space and the token world.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be the worst thing in the world, particularly if we just had some basic regulations to hold projects accountable, to keep track of circulating supplies, number one. Number two, another thing that comes to mind is just some very basic penalties and accountability in place for blatant rug pulls. I think that would be a good thing too. Right now, there's little to no accountability for even the most blatant of rug pulls. So, it's a balance. It's kind of a tightrope because we certainly can point to more than enough examples, Nick, where the government has overstepped in a number of ways in a number of categories, and has led to not so favorable results, to put it mildly. But I do think we need some real basics here, just to protect the consumer. I mean, this idea that token projects can completely fudge and obfuscate their circulating supply that's big. that's kind of a big deal when you're talking about as much money and potentially power that's on the line here.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's the problem. I mean, part of it is just it's very hard to really, it's hard to regulate crypto to begin with.
Yes.
It's even harder to regulate tokens, and it's even more so harder to regulate projects that are born outside of the United States. The only way to really regulate them within the U.S. is to ban them. Nothing's really banned, right? Because there's ways of getting around that. Anybody who wants to buy XRP right now, there's like a few different ways to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes for many, other projects that aren't technically legal in the U.S. People still do it. It's hard, that riding that regulatory line is difficult.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think what you stated there is very much in line with my sentiments on it. Guys, if you're new here, I'd like to wish you a good morning. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. That's my co-host, Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls, and hope you're having a pleasant one. And we're just kind of getting the day fired up here and going over everything that's transpired over the last night. If you're new here, I'd like to invite you to subscribe. Hit all that notification bell. We've got an awesome community that's just really been growing substantially over the last month in particular. So we'd love to have you with us on our journey to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Furthermore, we got some members in the chat and some new folks as well. Quad Galaxy, what's going on? So, Nick, you had predicted a Doge at about 33 cents by the weekend, didn't you?
Yeah. That was my exact prediction on the money. So, hilarious. I just based that on fibs, so it's not like I was on Twitter this morning pretending like I was from the future, but I'm not. I just did it off of Fibonacci patterns.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it looked, it did exactly. Trust me, I'm wrong all the time. This just happened to work out perfectly.
I think you're definitely right more than you're wrong, though. When you look at
totality, yeah. My shooting percentage is pretty good.
Yeah, when you look at the shooting percentage, honestly, between us over these, we're definitely a lot more right than we are wrong. But like everything else, guys, do your own research. We're not infallible. Nobody is when it comes to markets. Anyone tells you that they are or alludes to the idea that they are, they're just not being honest with you. But
Crypto Face ended up he's live right now, and he ended up going like super all in on Shib. Like he's still in it too.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's the greatest idea, but he's still riding it. He lost like $500,000.
He lost $500,000 aping on Shib.
Well, he was up $1 million. I think he went in at like $250,000, wrote it up to $1 million, and now is back down like to, I think he said a little over $500,000. This was the last time I checked. That was a little while ago. So.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow. I'm not playing with that kind of money. No way. Guys, if we could just ask you to press that like button. It's the number one thing you can do to work through those tricky YouTube algorithms, and so we can reach more people. So if you haven't done that, just takes a second of your time. Appreciate that. Rodrigo says last night was awesome. Faithful to my Doge, my dog. Yeah, last night's show was absolutely bonkers. It's definitely one for the record books.
I went to bed so early too. I went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night.
Oh, I hope my middle of the night text didn't awake you, Nick.
I don't wake up. Dude, I used to live in California. I slept through like 4 earthquakes. Nothing wakes me up.
Yeah, there was just so much excitement. I was like, well, on the off chance he's getting up to pee or get some water. We'll see. Because people were asking for you too. So I was like, all right, I'll shoot him a text. So, we are in uncharted territory with Shib. at a $45 billion market cap, it's one of these things where I just don't know where this thing ends up, Nick. Is this thing going to go up to like number 4 or 5, and be a mainstay among the top 10, or is this going to have a super bullish pumping season and then just absolutely fall out? What do you think, given your years of experience with investing and observation? What do you think these main whales have in mind for Shib?
Man, I wish I could tell you. With the years that I've been in crypto, keep in mind, for a long time, I was in crypto very early, and then I wasn't in crypto for a long time. And that whole entire time, the tokens didn't exist. So, dude, I don't know. I have no idea. It could continue to be bullish, or the problem is that, and I was listening to Coin, as I do, I get a lot of my info from Coins Kid, and he's like, I can't do the British accent, but he's like, I'm personally not in this one, only because of what happened last time. It shot up, it's above where it was last time, but it shot up like that and just came tumbling down. That was after Vitalik announced that he was dumping it. So, it's super. All I can say is it's super, super risky. I don't know. I don't know what. And if anybody tells you they know, they don't know. Because there's just not a lot of data, and the data that's around is just very, there's no, you can't really make any correlations or, anything. So it's hard to tell.
I think that's the right answer, even though it's a very uncertain one. I agree with you. And I think it's our responsibility as show hosts here to be honest about that. At the same time, we don't want to be one of these channels that's going to completely moon boy for Shib and just say this. I've been seeing just so much coverage of it on other channels where, it's just kind of reminds me of the cocaine confidence guy at the party, and he's just like, oh, we can't be stopped, this thing is just keep going, guys. It's not too late. It's not too late. You guys, listen, asking anyone that's involved with any particular investment project if it's too late to get in is pointless, because none of those people that are invested in that project are going to ever tell you, you'll hear it on this show, we tell you, but most hardly ever anyone's going to tell you, right now might not be the best time to buy in because there might be a severe correction incoming, or there might be a crash coming, because they want you holding the bags for them to profit off of. Okay, so that's a pointless question to ask people if it's too late to get into Shib or anything else really.
Well, not to mention, there's just extreme, and this lies with all of crypto. There is extreme confirmation bias with projects that you or somebody who's trying to push own personally. Of course,
100%.
Of course, you're going to say it's going to the moon. Of course, because you have it. You feel like you're part of the team. Billy talks about this all the time, and he's so right. He's so right. It's just, it's part of being human. It's just what humans do, and I don't have anything against it or anything. You just have to be aware of it.
Yeah, well stated, and I totally agree with you. Welcome, Doge Pilot 71. Just going to give a few shout outs here to the chat. Northwoods Peachtree, Elijah Peterson, Alan Schneider, Brave Sigma, Ryan Taylor, Ryan Huber, Manju, welcome back, Manju, Jay, Brandon Carmen, Mustasologist, and RW, Ronnie, CT, and I think I got about everyone covered here. That's Quad Galaxy and Rodrigo. Trucking all day. I think you asking me if I slept. Have you slept, my friend? You were up as long as I did. I had a little disco nap. I had a disco nap on the sofa here. But after this stream, I will be sleeping like a vampire and getting up and doing it all over again. First Super Chat of the morning. Slide and Edge. Thank you, Slide and Edge. Appreciate it. Crypto coffee in the AM with steel balls. Yes, yes. You know, it is pretty extraordinary, Nick, that we both happen to go by the same last names that we do.
Yeah.
It really did work out pretty interestingly. At some point, we're going to have to go in together on some sort of branding project.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to. We got to do something with it.
You remember those old from like the 90s? They were like it was like an Asian thing. It was like two balls with like little jinglies in them, like, and you'd roll them in your hands. You remember those things?
Oh yeah,
and,
like go like this.
Yeah, you go like that. Yeah, we could do something like that.
Yeah. Make our own brand of those somehow. Yeah, something like that, man. We got to start brainstorming it. Yeah, so Nick, your prediction of 33 cents by the weekend right now is looking like a very astute one. And right now we are seeing a nice little upward swing right now as Dogecoin travels comfortably over 30 cents. Looks like we're on our fourth green candle coming up there. You know, throughout the day here, it looks like we could probably see some soft upward trajectory throughout the day here on Thursday, going into the weekend. Now that we already see 30 cents even before the weekend, would you readjust your 33 cent prediction of something even more bullish, or are you going to stick with that?
I mean, you know, I'm looking at the hourly right now. We've been in a golden cross on the hourly since the 16th, actually. So, and that was, you know, even with the big dump that happened the other day.
Yeah.
You know, the market is so wacky right now.
It
that
really is.
I don't know. We could be at $1 tomorrow. I have no idea. I have no clue what is going on, what's happening. You know, I wish I could tell people, you know, I knew. But you know what? If you look even at the biggest, you know, crypto TA guys right now, like, go to all their channels, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know. So, you know, if you're looking at smaller time frames, you can comfortably say, okay, within the next, you know, half hour or whatever, or, you know, the next hour, we're gonna be in, you know, this kind of range. But yeah, I mean, I for larger stuff, I don't know. I wish I had an answer.
Have you ever seen anything like this? What's going on, Nick?
Nothing like what happened last night.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen anything like that. Just between, I mean, the whole market did a big, you know, reverse, but what happened between Dogecoin and Shib last night? I had a feeling too. You know, I went to bed early. I was kind of discouraged about just how everything was playing out, and I was just kind of like, eh. But I had a feeling that, like, you know, Dogecoin wasn't going to let that happen.
Yeah. It's almost like this is like an answer to what's going on with Shib, right? It's like answering it. You know?
Well, you got to keep in mind too. I mean, so there's a lot of big business that relies on Dogecoin, and there's a lot of new business that relies on Shib, and brand new. And these companies are going to duel it out, right? Like, Robinhood cannot let Dogecoin fail. It's 62% of their crypto profits and in a huge majority of their earnings. So if Robinhood is going to succeed, they cannot let Dogecoin fail. And likewise with Shiba Inu, there's big money coming in from overseas that wants to see profits be made so that they can funnel those into other crypto projects, you know, Litecoin, or not Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, and they might even be riding the Dogecoin train as well. So this is wild, kind of unprecedented times to see big money kind of going back and forth on such a. I mean, it's happening all the time in the regular crypto markets, but to this extent, in the short period of time that it's occurring, very something I have not seen.
I agree, and you raise a lot of really good points there that I'm going to dovetail on momentarily. Brave Stigma 82, thank you for your $2 super chat. There was so much Doge FUD yesterday. Yeah, there really was. I mean, and not just yesterday, but pretty much since Shib really started getting legs and going parabolic. It's been a general sentiment from a lot of people, not all, hashtag not all, but a lot of people from that community. Doge is dead, Doge is done, this, that, and the other thing. If anybody knows how hollow these claims ring, it would be Nick, who's been invested in Dogecoin since 2014. Nick, how long have you been hearing people say Doge is dead?
Oh, well, I mean, if you include the beginning of when I first started, people were saying Dogecoin wasn't going to do anything at all in 2013, 2014. So I think Billy said the other day Dogecoin's been killed like 10,000 times or something.
Yeah, I think I caught that.
Yeah, so it's impossible to say. But if anything has proven itself to be true, it's that Dogecoin is institutionally friendly, and big business friendly. There's no that it wouldn't be doing what it's doing on Robinhood if it wasn't. Now, I don't agree with everything that Robinhood has done as far as a business goes. I think their business model is a bit hokey and it doesn't make sense to me personally. But that doesn't negate the fact that they're a multi-billion-dollar company. So, I ride the wave. I mean, hey, I'm not mad about people making money off Shiba. I'm not mad about Robinhood being stuck in a position where it has to have Dogecoin succeed.
Yeah, I agree. Just so many thoughts in my mind right now, Nick. Let me try to get to a couple of them. What's going on in the chat? The 80s, Trucking All Day says the 80s were the Cola Wars. Today we have the Inu Wars. That's funny. I like that. Doge Pilot says, I can't wait for the FOMO. When Tesla accepts Doge, one dog currency will pump, one dog currency will dump. I'll let you guess which is which. Now, I can't say with certainty that one will pump and one will dump. Is that a strong likelihood? Yes, but we can't say with certainty, firstly, that that's going to happen. But secondly...
Well, over a big enough period of time, both of those things are true.
Yeah, well put. But the second thought that came to mind reading your comment, Doge Pilot, is, that's the thing with Dogecoin. We kind of have this uniquely advantageous perspective here with Dogecoin. If you're paying attention, there are clues and cues that aren't very subtle even, that you can readily see the writing on the wall with big power moves that are going to directly affect Dogecoin that we know have a 99.9% probability of happening within the next year at the most, right? And one of those is Tesla accepting Dogecoin. Now, when you look at the track record of success with a man like Elon Musk, now hands down the richest human on the planet, is this the sort of man you want to bet against? It just so happens that his favorite digital currency is Dogecoin. Now, that's a big problem for Dogecoin's detractors. And do you think the fact that, Dogecoin isn't at $1 yet or isn't at 70 cents now means that it's not going to be wildly successful? I really don't think so. And everything that's been going on, the table that's been set and that continues to be set to set up Dogecoin for poised long-term success, and the probability of that is amazing. Look at the people, guys. Let's just stop and think about this for a moment. Elon Musk, Vitalik Buterin, and then a host of brilliant developers. Mark Cuban. Look, we already have the proof of concept with adoption for Dogecoin. Dogecoin is ready to hit the ground running. Nothing against Shib, mind you, but I just can't see that sort of, even close to that sort of adoption in a retail market taking off for a project like Shib. You have any thoughts on this, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I I certainly don't think Shiba Inu will be. I don't think it's retail friendly, but it's certainly, you know, mon- um, exchange friendly and or trading friendly. Which realistically, now this is just in the short term, and this goes for Bitcoin or any other crypto. Right now, that's the only thing that matters at this very given moment. The only thing that
Yeah,
matters is, can it be pumped, can it be traded, can it
yeah.
be manipulated. It does. There, I understand. And trust me, I get behind the idea that Dogecoin is an amazing uh, yeah, unit of transaction. People can use it at retailers. I think that's great, but it doesn't matter if you're talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever. Um, at there's the it is a minority of what is being used with crypto right now as a whole. A vast majority of what crypto is just trading.
Hmm.
That's it. There's utility to everything if I'll give it, the tech to be able to do so. I think probably the most, yeah, I mean, Ethereum clearly the most versatile of all at the moment. But even then, a fraction of that is what lies in the utility itself. Um, so much of what crypto is at this very moment is just trading. That's it. So, um, I think the Dogecoin community getting behind the idea that it is a unit it is a currency and can be used as a currency is great. In 10 years, that'll probably mean something, or maybe even less, maybe 5 years. But right now, that that is a very small minority of what it's doing. Um, and I think anybody who's been in crypto long enough will tell you this. I'm sure Billy will tell you the same thing. It's just the facts at the moment. That's the facts. So you just got to play with what's going on right now.
Yeah, right on, Nick. Kyle coming in. Good morning, Kyle. Thank you for the super chat of $10. Love you guys. Another benefit for Doge for me is that nobody owns or controls it. We still don't know who created Sheeb. There's always a potential for a rug pull for Sheeb. Can't happen for Doge. Well, there is something to be said for knowing who's behind the project, right? Um,
Yeah.
and there is seems to be complete and total anonymity behind Sheeb. To be fair, though, does anyone know the real identity of the creator of Bitcoin?
Yeah. No. And they still hold a
You
million
know,
of them.
you
You
know.
know.
So technically, that could apply to Bitcoin. However, that being said, we do know who is behind Dogecoin. We do know who created Dogecoin. We do know where they're at and their relation to the project now. We also know largely who's making the moves on the developmental end. All of the devs are fully doxed and identified by their real names, right? For Dogecoin, there's a actual foundation we can look to for referencing for updates and what's going on. To me, Dogecoin, the way it's structured in terms of its leadership model, it's ideal. It's kind of the best of both worlds, right? Because we have a fully doxed dev team, who I think are just exemplary people and very very honest people. Um, and on the other hand, we're not subject to the whims of one CEO. So having one CEO, perhaps who has bad judgment, can prove to be a liability to a project. And this is something we've seen particularly maybe with someone like Justin Sun, right? Doge Pilot coming in with a $2 super chat. Huge price difference on Robinhood. Uh, you don't say. There's always a huge price difference on Robinhood.
To be
Uh,
fair, though, Robinhood does pay better when things are going well.
yeah,
I will say that Robinhood's price differential is poor during the bad times and good during the good times. So
We got more viewers coming in here, Nick, as Doge picks up pace. Look at these candles. We got about, what, 7 in a row here.
Yeah.
Doge pamping. Now we're getting some retracement, of course. That's to be expected. But Doge just pamped comfortably over 31 cents. And we're seeing a bit of retracement here. I don't think it's going to last long. I see a bunch of buy orders coming in. I'm sure you're seeing the same stuff that I am, Nick. But we are on the move. Dogecoin's on the move for sure. To put this in perspective, over the last hour, Dogecoin is up about 5%, guys, just in the last 45 minutes, putting Dogecoin at a pamp of 30% over the last 24 hours. Guys, it's amazing. I'm running on an hour and a half of sleep. Did late night into this morning show, and I gotta tell you, even seeing this is putting some more pep in my step. I am really mysteriously energetic right now, Nick. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm getting a little. I think I'm just jacked on coffee, and I haven't had any. I haven't had anything to eat either, so I'm like.
So you're nothing to absorb that caffeine hit. Yeah. I've been there, man. I've been there. Guys, if you're brand new here, I'd like to personally welcome you. You guys are watching Steele Live. I'm Steele. Above's my co-host, Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. It's great to have you with us this morning. Listen, if you're brand new and you haven't subscribed, as my friend Matt would say, what the heck you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Hit all on that notification bell. Join us. Honestly, I think we have, I know I'm a bit biased here, but I really think we've got the best crypto-centric community here on all of YouTube, and we want you to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of it and ascend with us, my friends. And obviously, super chats are hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts I put into this. Help literally keep the lights on over here at Steele headquarters. Yeah, it's great to have you guys with us. Dogecoin's on the move. That retracement didn't last long yet. Here we are, pumping pretty comfortably over 31 cents right now, for the time being. And that is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, 8 green candles, a little bit more of retracement. Of course, we want to see some retracement. We want to see a general pattern of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The reason why Nick and I are so concerned about what's going on with Shib is because we're not seeing enough of that retracement back and forth. We're seeing these wild percentages, and look, it could work out. Like, I'm not saying that, but that it would definitely be an exception to the rule if it did. And the only reason why we're being so upfront with you about that is because we just don't want to see our people get wrecked. We want to see you guys make money, whether it's in Shib or Dogecoin. We want to see you to make smart moves. Because, Nick, this is the cold hard reality that you don't often hear on crypto-centric channels, and that is this. There can't be winners without losers. And in this market, there's a lot of losers and there's winners. But because you're a winner in part is because you outsmarted the losers to a certain degree. So what we're doing here is we want to try to provide you with enough perspective, enough information to give you guys a higher probability of ending up in that win column. What do you say, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, Billy talked about it yesterday. You're just basically you're passing risk around. That's all you're doing in crypto when you're if you're buying and selling. You're either assuming someone's risk or someone else is assuming your risk. That's really all it is. With that being said, being obviously being an early adopter makes you more risk adverse. So I think that, with what's happening right now in the markets, it's clearly, this is a sign of, things are happening. Like, there's huge volatility in crypto right now. I think that as far as like Bitcoin goes, I think people are pretty dead set on the fact that it's going up in the next few months. There are going to be bumps along the way. There are going to be pumps along the way. You just kind of got to either, roll with the punches and take it all in stride. Personally, I'm glad I wasn't awake for last night.
Yeah.
Because I would have been freaking out. But yeah, I mean, everything looks great. Shib is coming down a little bit. I'm looking right now. Like we were talking about earlier, building those stair steps up to higher price levels to be able to maintain. You have to do that on, each one that you create needs to be built on a solid foundation. When you go straight up, you can almost guarantee you're going to come straight down. So, we'll see what happens there. I'm interested to see. I personally never got into Shib, but yeah. Trucking all day, yeah. I'm trying to find out why 200 trillion circulating supply was added to Shib. What the hell this thing called tokenomics is.
Yeah, that was just a recent addition, I think, within the last 24 hours. Triple Distilled coming in with a $4 super chat, super sticker, giving me a nice strong cup of Joe, and I need it. And honestly, caffeine or no caffeine aside, despite my lack of sleep from the previous evening, I am feeling pretty pepped up, pretty fired up still. And so thank you, Triple Distill. Appreciate the super chat. Truckin' All Day, I guess you just got to that super chat, right? Yeah, and thank you, Truckin' All Day, for that. I'm still trying to figure it out too. I don't know what to make of this. The complete ambiguousness of Shib's circulating supply and this 200 trillion addition. I'm just totally, my head is just spinning right now. It all seems very suspicious to me, Nick. I don't know how else to put it. I just got to be honest. It all seems very suspicious to me. Do you have any? What about you? How's this rubbing you?
I don't know. I don't know where the numbers are coming from. I don't know how the coin market cap or CoinGecko or any of these sites, I don't know where they're getting their figures from, and I don't even know if the devs of Shib know where like what the numbers really are. I'm looking at 394 trillion. Coin market cap keeps crashing, by the way. So it was started crashing yesterday and it's crashing now, and it might have something to do with the fact that a certain token that broke into the top 10 is in so much flux. Like it's
right.
I think it's incredibly hard to track, and I don't know if they have the correct numbers on it or not. It doesn't rub me in a good way. Especially if you want to know like what how much you have. Like I can't even check right now. Coin market cap's down, and I love the people. Yesterday, I guess Shib flipped Doge earlier on CoinGecko, and people were like, "Whoa!" But like you can't go to CoinGecko for like the most up to date stats. It's very ERC20 biased.
Right.
Coin market cap is probably the place to be, but you can't go there right now because it's down. So.
Yeah. They're kind of just been toggling back and forth, jockeying for that top 10 position in respect to their market caps. But right now we are seeing Dogecoin start to kind of close that gap a bit. It looks like Shib is right around 44 and a half, between 44 and a half and 45 billion on a market cap right now. Dogecoin coming up to about 40.5. The amount of volume. I mean, Nick, if you would have been up and saw this last night, your mind would be spinning. I don't know if I've ever seen the numbers move so wildly and so quickly between Doge and Shib. It was like, I mean, we would see with Doge, we would see 2 cents happen in 30 seconds. You know what I mean? It'd just be like, just so wild style, and the same for Shib. So just the sheer amount of volume taking place. Another thing that I thought of too, because last night in particular, let me see if it's doing it now again too, because that would be pretty interesting. Before I proceed, no, not entirely. Last night it was really look at this pump, by the way. We are just really moving 30.50. Big look at that size of that candle, my friend. Look at the size of that candle. That is really, really something. Wow. Quite a morning here. Quite a morning here, and we're glad you guys are joining us. As I was saying, something a really distinct pattern that was happening last night, and I want your thoughts on it. Right when Doge really started picking up, that is right when Shib really started going down. It seems to me that there's a significant amount of overlap between investors in Doge and Shiba Inu. Do you suppose there's a factor going on here where people are taking their profits towards the top of Shib and reallocating to Dogecoin?
I think whales are.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
Mm-hmm.
This was a theory. Okay, so when I first bought Dogecoin back in 2014, of course I didn't know about, Sheep hadn't even been thought of at that point, but I knew that based just off of at the current time, just based off of the circulating supply back then, that there would be huge potential for this thing to go back and forth with other cryptos, to battle it out with other cryptos, just based off of circulating supply. I thought that was the potential for that was huge. And this is one of those, this is literally, this was the exact scenario that I was envisioning, 7 or 8 years ago. And, I noticed somebody in the comments mention that, Shiba is supported mainly by Asia, where Doge is supported by North America and Europe. And I would tend to agree, but I think a lot people don't realize, like, the money that flowed into Shiba was, it's hard to say where it's coming from geographically, but I can tell you that it is a small handful of major investors. Now, are there retailers investing as well? Yeah, but they're not the ones moving the price. I mean, this is a game that's being played by really, really big money, and they'll bounce. You know what? They don't care. People with billions of dollars, they're not like they're not tied to they're not falling in love with anything. If Shib starts to go down, they're going to take their money and go over to Doge. And if Doge starts to go down, they're going to take their money and go over to Shib. And this can just go back and forth for a while. So
I think that's what's going on right now, Nick. I think there's, including whales and smaller investors as well, I think a lot of people are just ping-ponging back and forth on these when, okay, now this one's pumping, now this one's pumping. I think there's a lot of ping-ponging going on right now. And to me, that just adds an extra dimension of total hilarity to this whole thing. I mean, I just think it's hilarious. It just makes me wonder how long they're gonna do this sort of thing. So here we are at 39, possibly going towards 31 and a half cents here. Nick, I think we could see your 33% prediction before the work days end here. Honestly, I could see 33 cents by 2 p.m. frankly.
Yeah, I mean, it's done it.
Yeah.
The wick that was on that to get to 33 was huge, though. It was a massive wick. I mean, obviously, and this is what I was watching Crypto Face yesterday. After I was coming back from my girlfriend's. It was our anniversary yesterday, so.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
He was looking at the wicks on Shiba Inu on the exchanges, and it was insane. He was like, these are the candles that I was trading when I first got into leverage trading, with crypto spot trading. The candle was about that big, and the wick was like that big, and it was on like for hours. That's what Shiba looked like yesterday. Just these massive wicks, and those, anytime you see a wick like that on a short time frame, that's like clear indication of bot trading, and the bid and the ask price on the exchanges that were Shib was like, there's huge discrepancies as far as like between the bid and the ask. This is just like prime bot manipulated big money.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is what it is, but and we're kind of starting to see it now as well. Like look at the bot, go on the 5 minute, look at the bodies of the candles on the 5 minute on Shiba Inu right now. They're tiny, massive wicks, tiny candles.
Yeah, massive wicks, tiny candles. I don't know why, but unfortunately, our current stream right now seems shadow banned off of the live pages for live streams, and it could be because I streamed so long last night. I don't know. The algorithm is not being too friendly to us right now at all. But
It's all good. I got to go eat something soon anyway.
oh yeah, yeah. Cut out whenever you feel free. I'll probably go a little longer than I expected, just because I'm more awake now than I anticipated I was going to be.
Yeah, I'll stay on for like another 10 minutes. But
okay, sounds good, buddy. Sounds good. Doodle doo, welcome. It'd be nice to hit 32. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we hit 32 within the next 15 minutes. Honestly, the way things have been going here. We need someone like Fletch to infiltrate all the whales. That Fletch theme song. He's the same Harold Faltermeyer, the same guy that wrote the theme song to Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, wow.
That's what, they kind of sound similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like both those movies. I like all the Beverly Hills Cop movies, all three. And Fletch, of course, the jokes just fly a mile a minute on that one. It's wild. Oh, good morning, Mama Crypto. I just noticed in here. Luminal coming up with a $4 super sticker. Another cup of Joe for me. Sounds like you guys are wanting me to keep going. That's why they had me all these coffee super stickers. We'll see. We'll see how long ago, guys. I still got to get the majority of my sleep for the day. Yeah, Nick. So, what are your thoughts here in terms of we have seen people express skepticism, right? That Dogecoin, Shib is dethroning Doge. That Doge is no longer going to be a top 10 market cap anymore. I've been seeing that point of view a lot, even from people that I wouldn't expect it to come from. What are your thoughts on that sort of thing?
Like I said, when we like last night when we were knocked out for a minute or two, it is what it is. I'm not, it's a little, depressing a little bit, but I don't think, just based off of like big money and where we see the average person buying. I mean, if Robinhood, like I said, Robinhood wouldn't really exist to the extent that it does right now if it wasn't for Dogecoin, and a vast majority of that is just retail investors. It's just normal people. So I don't see it going anywhere. I don't see it dropping drastically anytime soon. There's always going to be corrections. There's always going to be pumps. There's always going to be these things. But as far as like overall market sentiment goes, I think that Dogecoin will be within the top 10 for some time, and especially if it's going to be doing battle out with Shiba on a daily basis like this.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's entertaining. That much is true. Matthew Ness, thank you for the $5 super chat. Steven Steele starts doing morning shows. My holdings increased by 3,000%. Coincidence? I think not, my friend. I would have to agree with you. I think this is what we call the Steele effect, Matthew. And I'm glad it's working out for you. And I'm glad that Nick is such a morning guy, definitely more so than me. So we're able to do these sort of things. And like I said, I'm having a really good time doing the morning shows here at least a few times a week. Go ahead, Nick.
I got a screenshot. My defunct day trading account just hit over 1 million.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fantastic, my friend.
Let's see if I can. There's no personal information on here, but just.
Wow, look at that, guys.
It's going to be backwards, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Wow, look at that. And that's just one of your holdings.
That's just where I kept my little funny money, but I don't even do anything with it anymore.
Pretty good for a fella that hasn't even had breakfast yet. Pretty good, Nick. Doodle Doo says Shiba Inu will drop when the whales short them. You will one day. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a risk. Certainly something that could happen. Toast Outdoors, I feel like I'm watching WWF Attitude Era right now. Are you talking about what's going on in the market, or are you talking about what's going on the screen that you're seeing before you, my friend, with Nick and myself? um, so yeah, Nick, you're already having a pretty some pretty nice returns going on, obviously. Um, so what is your outlook? So another thing I wanted to ask about while I have you. You have a very bullish outlook of Dogecoin hitting about $1.80, $1.82 or something like that. Could you extrapolate on that for our audience? Is this something that you think is going to happen end of year or within the next 6 months? What does this look like?
Sorry, one more time.
Yeah, sure. I know you were kind of multitasking there.
Yeah, I've got like 5 screens going on.
I totally get it. So something I wanted to get your feedback on while we have our morning audience here is you have a very bullish prediction for Dogecoin to the extent of $1.80, $1.82, something like that. Is that something, what kind of timeline are you looking at on that? Is that something by end of year, somewhere throughout the next 6 months? What does that look like to you?
I think it'll be post Bitcoin all-time high, like I mentioned. I think it'll be when when the market flips from Bitcoin to altcoins. So somewhere in that like 3 to 6 month time frame. It all kind of hinges on Bitcoin though, what Bitcoin's going to do.
Yeah.
That could happen way faster or it could happen way longer. I don't know, but I think it'll be I think it'll be when the altcoin market flips.
Yeah, I think that sounds right to me, man. That sounds right to me. Speaking of altcoins, we are seeing some pretty hilarious activity right now in some of the altcoin circles. Nick, are you still holding on to your ass coin?
I have all of the tokens anyone's ever sent me.
Okay.
I've never sold a single token.
Okay. So not that it would matter much to a guy like you in the position that you are, but yeah, ass has been pumping. I think it's up in over a 24-hour cycle anyway. I think we're up about it. So it's up about 125%. So that's pretty funny. It kind of came back to life out of nowhere. It's one of those projects that you never know if it's ever going to get a second go or come back to life. But it's just kind of risen up back to life out of nowhere after sitting dormant for about 6 months. Also, guys, Floki Inu is up about 151% over the last 24-hour cycle. And those are the two kind of pop out. It just seems to be a season of dog tokens and dog coins that all are kind of simultaneously doing their thing, which actually very much surprised me. I thought with the clarification from Elon Musk about which dog coins he's into, being one, I thought that would probably have the opposite effect, which is having on the dog, all the dog monies right now.
Right, and that's what gets me the most about Shiba Inu, because a lot of this hype that was built up was in anticipation of a Robinhood announcement, right? They thought it was going to get listed on Robinhood. Robinhood came out and definitively said we're not doing
the case, right?
So, but then it just continued to go. Elon came out and said, I don't own any of this. It just continued to go. So that's what baffled me about what it did. Like, it was just based off of negative news, if anything, which doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, which makes me think about these whales even more, right? Do they know each other? Is this all a completely just coordinated plan of attack amongst the insanely large whales that we are seeing amongst Shib? I mean, with all due respect to Shib's passionate community, and they are very passionate, there's a pretty good amount of people there. The fact is, you can add up a lot of these everyday investors till the cows come home, but you're still not going to get anywhere close to a 45 billion market cap over the course of a few days.
Yeah, no.
I think most investors, Nick, are still disconnected from how much money that actually is and what really has to transpire in order for that kind of massive money to happen in such a short amount of time. that we are seeing here. You know what I mean? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, anybody, don't get it twisted. It's big money. It's big money. Like, anybody who thinks that this is like a naturally occurring event or whatever, it's not. And that goes for, I mean, other than some of the larger caps, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and even then, those are led by big money as well. People who think they're like discovering the secret, like, oh my gosh, there's whales that change the price. Like, yeah, like, welcome to crypto. It's not a secret. If you're listening to the show, or if you're just somebody on YouTube or whatever who's learning about cryptocurrency, you're a little guy in a big pond that's filled with whales, and those whales are the ones who are, determining the moves. So, yeah, I mean, this is, just welcome to crypto.
I mean, just to give you guys some perspective here, just so you understand the gravity of what we're talking about. Nick here is a multimillionaire off of Dogecoin, and even he would be considered maybe a medium-sized fish up against the kind of people that we're talking about. Wouldn't you say that's right, Nick?
Oh yeah. No, let me. Somebody posted that they think I'm manipulating the market. Like, thank you, I guess, for if you think that I'm manipulating Dogecoin, then you're admitting that you believe I'm a billionaire.
Right.
Thanks, I guess. I'm not. I wish I was. I wish, in even like collectively, like that's another thing too. Like people say, oh, these groups of people on Twitter work together to control the price, bro. You would have to, even collectively, you're talking about maybe like tens of millions of dollars, maybe.
Yeah.
That's still not even a drop in the bucket of the money that moves these things. You need billions of dollars to do this kind of stuff. So if you think that I'm manipulating the market, thanks, I guess. I wish I had that kind of money. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. So it's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is crazy. And knowing what we know about this, Nick, it ends up raising more questions than answers, doesn't it? And that's why we don't have all the answers here regarding this project, but it is eyebrow raising. It is eyebrow raising, and it doesn't all add up. I can't say to what degree things are maliciously happening or not. All I can say is this circulating supply, this 200 trillion supply injection that just went in, and then all of a sudden we got a $45 billion market cap in the course of a couple days here. There's no amount of everyday investors out there that can make $45 billion happen in that short period of time, of which we saw. So it's just a lot to just think about here. A lot of new folks. Go ahead, Nick.
I'm gonna get rolling. I am starving.
No problem. Yep, no problem.
So hungry.
Nick, thanks for joining us on this morning's stream. It was awesome to have you, man. And I know the audience always loves to hear from you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And yeah, well, hopefully this continues to roll and we see interesting things throughout the day.
Nick, I'll give you a holler when my vampire ass wakes up later in the day. Okay.
Sounds good.
Very good, my friend. All right. Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls, everyone. If you want to give him a follow on Twitter, he's a really easy guy to find. Just Nick, B-A-L-L-Z. And he's pretty easy to track down. Let me readjust the screen. I have an unnatural amount of energy considering the amount of sleep that I have gotten. So considering that, I'm not going to let you guys go just yet. And I'll just hang with you guys for a bit long. Let's see. Chico Doge, good to see you. Ryan McClymans, what's up, man? Good to see you. Vegas baby, good to see you. Vegas baby, Vegas baby. Is your screen name based off the movie Swingers? That's one of my favorite movies. Just a second, guys. I gotta shoot this text out quick. I think Shib will go the way of the Doge. Huge pump, big dump, and then a slow rise. Hey, it's possible, Matthew. I wouldn't take that. I'm not taking anything off the table at this point, considering what we've been seeing. Smash that like button for the live video. And I think we are finally showing up in the live stream listings for YouTube. Let me double check it. Yep, now we're finally showing up. That's good. That's good. Guys, if you're brand new here, you're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. It's awesome to have you a part of this special morning edition. And I invite you to subscribe, hit all that notification bell. We've got, honestly, the best community here on crypto YouTube. I mean that. And I know I may be a bit biased because it's my crew, it's my people, but compared to everything I've seen out there, we've just got an awesome, positive, fun community. Love to have you be a part of it. So hit subscribe, my friends. RW says FDIC, Federal Reserve, in discussions now and allowing banks to hold crypto on balance sheets. This could be huge. Crypto here to stay. I agree. Crypto is here to stay. Digital currency, digital art. These are the futures. Digital worlds really are going to be an increasingly integrated part of our lives, our incomes, and just how we perceive and experience the world around us. Vegas Baby says, I just like yelling Vegas, baby, when I win. Haven't won any in years. Yeah, Vince Vaughn, who's one of my favorite actors, is one of the lead actors in that movie Swingers from the early 90s, and that's something he says over and over again as they're pumping themselves up on a trip to Vegas. That movie's really well done, man. And as Jon Favreau is towards the beginning of his breakthrough acting career, of course, he's gone on to direct some really fantastic movies, including Chef, right? Yes, including Chef, which was a great film. Yeah, he's super talented. We appreciate your grind. Appreciate you, Matthew Ness. Appreciate you, my friend. So here we are, face to face, looking at 31 cents. Kind of trading sideways right now between 30 and 31. Look at that little mountain we climbed and went down and going up again here. All totally within the healthy realms of retracement. Everything's looking really, really good here. Green candle going up. Not that far to go till we hit 31 cents again, gang. The high for this morning, anyway, is 31.67, which we achieved just a short time ago. I think we'll achieve it again. In fact, I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw upwards of 33, 34 cents by the day's end. What I mean by day's end is your typical market schedule, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Really wouldn't surprise me at all at this juncture, guys. Luminal coming in with the largest super chat of the morning. Appreciate it, Luminal. Thank you for keeping the lights on over here in my one-bedroom apartment. For the tip jar, thanks for continued crypto coverage and good vibes. Thank you for your continued support, Luminal. You are an awesome dude, and we are super stoked and glad to have you here, a part of the community. We appreciate you. And thank you so much. Yeah, another green candle going up here, guys. Changed my mind. A little bit of retracement. A bunch of sell orders coming in. It looks like we'll probably be trading sideways between 30 cents and 30 and a half here for the near foreseeable future. Hopefully we can accumulate enough and break on through, up and through 31 cents and beyond. I'm certainly ready to experience Dogecoin at 60, but even 40 cents and up. It'd be great to resolve itself in a floor of 40 cents or above. I think Dogecoin at least deserves that. I think it's an incredibly undervalued cryptocurrency at this stage in the game. We're going to check on Shib now. Those of you, I know a lot of you are also invested in Shib. Don't want to leave you guys in the dark there. We want to stay abreast on both of these situations right now. Shib actually has a slight downturn again. It's in retracement, about 4% over the last hour. Of course, the daily 24 is up 24%. And the market volume is hanging tough at $45 billion. I've just never seen anything like it, folks. But Dogecoin has woken up to answer the Shib, trading. It's up 27.5% for the day so far, up 20% over the last week now. And this last hour, we are trading on a steadily going upward climb of 2.5%. I'm going to take this opportunity to do a market rounder. Bitcoin right now is trading at 61,651, up 1% over the last hour, trading at almost 5% for the last 24-hour cycle, and down 5% over the last week. But of course, it was much worse than that up until 24 hours ago. Ethereum doing much better than it was just a short time ago. Ethereum dipped below early last night, below 4,000. Right now, it's trading almost around 4,200. Not slightly, it's up about 5% for the last day, up about a percentage over the last hour. Last one I'll do is XRP Ripple. XRP is trading at $1.06. Up slightly for the last hour and up about 4.5% over the last 24-hour cycle. Guys, you're watching Steven Steele Live. I'm Steven Steele. It's great to have you with us. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't already. It's a simple thing to do that really helps out the channel. Also, if you're new here, hit subscribe. Love to have you along with us for the journey. The chat got a little quiet. I think people are just waking up, making their coffee. Maybe you're putting some hot cakes on the griddle. Well, you're just taking in the vibes, taking in the morning vibes here on Steven Steele Live, and that's okay too. That's okay too, because I can keep gabbing for you guys. I'm not sure how much longer I've got it in me after getting little to no sleep already last night, but we'll just keep it going. We'll keep on trucking for a little while longer here. My stomach is growling though. Can you guys hear that? I think it's growling so loud you guys might be able to hear that. It's retesting again. Dogecoin's retesting again at 30.70 cents. This is where all the main resistance is here. So it's if it can blow past this, I think if it can blow past 30.70, I think 31 cents is inevitable in the near future here. But we'll just see if she's got what it takes to do it right now. Abstractus Artemis, top of the morning to you. Yo, right back, folks. Yo, right back. Film PA 1986, I see that you commented a few minutes back. What's being done about this wide, massive, expensive fake live videos that shows send such and such Shibs to address such and such and get this much in return? There are so many of them, like the last one I saw had. Yeah, this is kind of an epidemic, not unique to Shib. They even do it with Doge when it's pumping, though you don't see it nearly as much as you used to when they were around 9 to 12 months ago. But obviously, if you see a live stream like that, do not send that address any of your cryptocurrency. That's insane. Of course, they're not going to double your money and send it back. Why would they do that? So these are never directly affiliated with the coins that they say that they are. These are scammers. These are scams. And so if you ever see a video like that on YouTube, make sure you report it immediately. We need to get many of those taken down as possible to mitigate people's losses. Bitboy Crypto shilling RXP yesterday. That's why it's Yomo? Yomu? Didn't you get a marathon stream last night, Steve? Get some sleep. Yeah, I am going to be sleeping all day today, guys. I'm going to be sleeping all day today. I'm just going to get some good food in my belly and go into some hibernation. I got to tell you, my sleep schedule is more whacked out than it's ever been right now. I wouldn't say that's ever been. I've had small chapters of my life, particularly when I was on the road as a recording artist, where my schedule was kind of this wacky, but I do need to get on. I'm a night owl, but I've really been taking it next level here. It's not good. It's not good. But, you know, we're making lemonade out of lemons and giving some good morning shows in the meantime. But you can count on me to do morning shows with Nick. We're aiming for 2 to 3 times a week in addition to our night shows, just so we can reach different people, different audiences. We've gotten a lot of feedback from people that just aren't able to, for one reason or another, check out our lives at late nights. So we are kind of covering both bases here. Vincent says, Steven Steele, the Doge weather reporter. I can kind of see that, actually. I can kind of see that. I'll take that. That's fair. Here we are, guys, retesting again around 3065, 3070. That's where all the resistance is there. Let's see if we can blow past that this time. Let's get to 31 cents. I want to get to 31 cents before I get off the air this morning. That would be a nice way to round things off before I have some breakfast and go to La La Land. Let's just see what happens here, guys. 3069. Come on, dog. Money, do it. 3070. Oh. See, it happens every time, guys. It happens every time. It's kind of bumming me out. I really want it to break on through there. Looks like we have new clear skies. 35 cents is on the way. I certainly think it is too. Nick kind of called this. Nick was predicting Dogecoin at 33 cents by the weekend, and that's looking to be incredibly probable. We're well on our way there now, aren't we, guys? Mr. Ramirez, good to see you. Good morning. It's a great morning for Dogecoin and crypto as a whole. I would concur. I'm on normal hours in Europe. I miss all my American streamers, Mr. Usal. Well, hello from across the pond. Glad you are in the mix, Mr. Usal. Crypto Leprechaun, good to see you. Let's keep Thursday morning shows. I take my boy to preschool on Thursday, and I get to listen to you on my way home. Oh, that's good to hear. I like hearing that people listen to my streams while they're commuting. Commuting is a very special time. I get that. It's like that time of day where you're not around anyone else and you get it to yourself. You can just kind of zone out, put on the cruise control, and put on a good stream, right? You plug in your phone to the connector, and then you stream and turn up your speakers and stream the audio through your car speaker system, and you can just kind of let it roll and just kind of zone out and just take in some information. And yeah, I get it, man. I value the commute. I value the commute. Stormer is saying a hodl. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, guys, I think I am going to wind this one down because we are going on 8:45. I still do need a fair amount of sleep, and I need to at least start to prep myself and get into that mode. But I want to thank each and every one of you. We've been going for how long? We've been going this morning. About an hour and 15 minutes. So there we have it, folks. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in this morning. I appreciate you guys so much, and we're going to continue to grow this channel and do great things together. We're going to ascend together, guys. We got great things in store. So thank you guys for joining. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you're on Instagram, I'm a lot more active on Instagram right now. So feel free to give me a follow over there. I'm going to put my Instagram URL in the chat. I'd love to stay connected with those of you who are on Instagram over there. Let me just throw that up in the chat. Oh, right. Quad Galaxy, Connolly, Brent Myers, everyone else. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back tomorrow night, or rather tonight. Goodness gracious. It's all blurring together, baby. It's all blurring together. Perhaps with Sadaf. I got to double check with her on that. But again, thank you guys so much. Appreciate each and every one of you. Keep the positive momentum going strong. Wish you guys the best. Till next time, this is Steven Steele, signing out.
If we operate with extreme urgency, then we have a chance of making life multiplanetary. Still just a chance, not for sure. If we don't act with extreme urgency, that chance is probably zero. And the rate of innovation is not going to be constant. It's either going to increase the rate of innovation, or it's going to slow down. If you look at American access to space with Crew, we were able to go to the moon in '69. Then with the space shuttle, we could only go to low Earth orbit. And the space shuttle retired. And then for almost a decade, there was no America had no access to space for its people. So this is a pretty bad trend. It's trending to zero.
Right.
We need a very strong trend in the other direction in order to have any chance whatsoever of making life multi-planetary.
Yep.
So that's the reason for the extreme sense of urgency.
build the technologies necessary to make life multiplanetary. To answer more seriously, if you consider the nature of importance itself and say, how do you tell that anything is important? Well, the lens of history is a helpful guide here. And the more you zoom out, the more you can distinguish the things that are important over a great span of time, the truly important things, versus things that may seem important in the moment but are forgotten once that moment has passed.